Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, thank you very much for coming. Good evening. And very often people ask me, can you really live without Shirdi Baba? Hey, I'm coming to the topic straight because I'm already late by full 20-25 minutes. Can you really live without Shirdi Baba? Who is Shirdi Baba? Some people have told me, who is Shirdi Baba? What is this Udi treatment? Nothing. This Udi won't cure anything. Whereas all around him, in India, the Udi is curing every disease. The Udi is curing everything, including the condition, what is that condition called? Uh, Autism. Udi has cured 80% of autism, but then they stopped. 80% is okay, but then for 7 years they didn't talk with me, and therefore autism came back again. That also shows you should continue to live with Shirdi Baba. If you know more than me, I'm going to take your seat and you got to come here. I wouldn't mind. I'll give you the shawl. He must be knowing quite a lot. All of you know quite a lot about Shirdi Baba by now. And therefore, you know the answer. Can you really live without Shirdi Baba? Paddy knows. He already answered. I'm going to take the next 1 hour to answer. An incomplete, audacious answer, but an incomplete answer, but he already gave. In the meantime, among the devotees I know, about 70-80% are speaking that famous language called Telugu. Hats off to Telugu community. Your community has got every pride. You should be every reason to be proud. You speak Telugu or Tamil, sir? And Telugu? No. Okay. Tamil people, I congratulate next satsang. The directors, the lyricists, and the music director of Not. I'm not dancing here because some of you dance much better than me, therefore I'm keeping quiet. Not won a fabulous Oscar. Don't ask me. If you're very intelligent, you said, Mama, Oscar is not the final thing in the world. They are going to get the Narendra Modi award, so be it. In the Not, the music director came and said, it took me only 30 minutes to get the music done. So if he had worked several more hours, he would have conquered the world several years ago. But then Sai Murari is here. He said, Not, I told him he got a big award. And then he said, Uncle, Michael Jackson did it several years ago. What is this Not? He's a very bright boy. His dad is sitting there in the kitchen. He's taking care of the kitchen and listening. This is our late night comedian. Michael Jackson did it. He's not wrong. Michael Jackson did Not every day in every song. There's a group behind him like the Hindi, Telugu, Tamil movies. Hero and heroine, there'll be a big group there. They will all be doing Not. But I'm not denigrating Not. It's a very nice song because ambassadors, presidents, prime ministers, musicians and IT people around the world are dancing to the Telugu tunes. The Telugu tunes are now covering, at least for temporarily, they are controlling all the people, the politicians. But I only wish Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi hold hands and then do Not. He's from India, he knows what I'm talking about. There is another CEO in this country. I told her long ago, you got to build a new home. I'm talking about Telugu community once again. Be very proud. Hats off to this Telugu community. This lady keeps on winning. She's a CEO. She keeps on winning awards after awards after award. I used to wonder, are there so many awards for women in this country? She says, yeah. She got another award 2 weeks ago, Congressional Award for the Best Entrepreneurial Woman of the world, the globe. Of course, 10 people are there, but she was chosen of the 10, the best. So, she speaks with me in English. I think her mother tongue is Telugu. Once again, please keep as silent as possible. The Telugu boys and girls are talking. I have to hats off. Hats off to the CEO in Austin who wins So many hats and so many feathers. For this satsang, she has mailed me a hat with feathers so that I can do the hats off physically. But then the mailman didn't bring it. It's coming from Austin, maybe via London. So, hats off to her once again. She is an ardent devotee of Shirdi Baba and an admirer of his powers and leelas. She has proved time and again to me, I know her for the last 15 years, she has been proving that she cannot imagine a life without Shirdi Baba. Now, Mr. Paddy said, no, not possible. She is saying, along wearing her hats, different hats she is wearing, full of feathers, she built a new home predicted by Shirdi Baba, shown by Shirdi Baba. And the only complaint she told her CEO husband is, this home is not enough for me. Why not? It's a lakefront. I got a beautiful lake. I got 8 bedrooms, and your bedroom closet is very big. Said, this is not big enough for all the hats that I am winning. I need a room for my hats. So she discounted that huge home, lakefront home in Austin. There are Austin people here. Am I telling the truth? Yeah. Nothing but the truth. Only truth, nothing but the truth in this satsang. She is going for a much bigger home. In the meantime, they have to buy one more thing, Cessna, so they can jet around DFW Austin. They could have come here along with Ravi and Saraswati, who are from Austin. Am I right? This lady is amazing. But then there are more amazing persons I am going to talk about it. More amazing persons, contemporaries of Shirdi Sai, pre-1918 and post-1918. You are all post-1918. How come this topic came? This topic came because this became a $64,000 question. Some people asked me, what is this $64,000 question? This is a direct answer. This is 1954-57. There was a CBS documentary in this country which was called The First Prize. Very difficult questions of a difficult nature will come. The last question, first question easiest, last the very toughest question. They started giving $64 for the toughest question. And then very soon they started adding zeros, and CBS became 64,000. And therefore the $64,000 question happened to be the toughest question in that, docudrama of CBS, 1957. Anybody who wants to go to, don't do it now. Ron is doing now, I know. He goes immediately to the cell phone and then sees 64,000. Mama is right after all. The first winner of $64,000 question is the Navy captain. And then there are baseball players. An high school student won $64,000. I have all their names, but that is not necessary here. The $64,000 question here is, can you live without Shirdi Baba? Already 2 persons, famous persons have said it is not possible. But then, this couple lived in California. We will call him Rakesh and Kavita. Rakesh and Kavita, they were living in that city. Both were, he is doing a business and she is probably doing an IT business, an IT job. And they were living there for a long time. They used to go and be invited every year, annual visit to a friend. The friend's name is Suresh and Gayatri. All assumed names, I just. So, Rakesh and Kavita used to go to Suresh home, Gayatri's home. And Suresh and Rakesh and Kavita, they don't have children. 6-7 years have passed and Baba didn't give them children. That being the case, when they go for a dinner, every time the friend Gayatri and Suresh used to give Kavita a book, that is Satcharita. And then Gayatri used to say, Kavita, you read this book, my friend, you read the book and you will be getting the gift of children. Can you hear me? And then she will take the book and then, interesting conversation between two women, you know that. So it is anything but Satcharita and therefore she forgets the Satcharita book. First time. Next year she goes there. Is it true? Women talk about everything. But you two are exceptions. You talk only about Satcharita. All right. Exceptional women. Next year, After the dinner, they talk a lot about it, and then next Satcharita is handed over to Kavita ji by Gayatri ji, and then Kavita once again forgets. Nothing happens. In the meantime, they come to all the fertility clinics, including the best one in the country, which happens to be in Texas, fertility clinics. They come there, and none of them yielded any fruits. And they go there very highly disappointed, and then when they go there the third time, Suresh's wife, Gayatri, says, this time you have forgotten both the times, and therefore this time keep it in your hand. She keeps it in her hand, and then they usual talk, blah blahing. And then they come home, and then she starts reading it. When she starts reading it, great things happen. In the meantime, now Kavita is very good in Satcharita. She can recollect all the miracles. She knows about, all the top-notch Dikshit, Deputy Collector, Shama, all those people, Radhakrishnamai. But then in the meantime, because nothing happened, they got lots of hope. In the little time after 3 years, while reading, Kavitaji goes to India to meet Rakesh, husband's mother, that is mother-in-law, and mother-in-law's family. She stays there. She expresses an opinion during dinner that, Mom, I would like to, mother-in-law, my dear mother-in-law, I would like to go to Shirdi. She somehow says, Shirdi is not the thing you have to go, you have to see some doctors in India, therefore, Mana kar diya, I am maybe not supposed to go. And therefore she calls Rakesh in the United States, in California, and says, please talk to your mom. Rakesh says, you are staying with them, why should I talk to your mother-in-law? She's my mother, and you shouldn't come to me. You can directly talk to the mother-in-law. She's a very nice person. After this, come in. Sejal, please come and say. After this, the mother-in-law phone call, mother-in-law says we can go to Shirdi together. They all go to Shirdi, they go straight, they hit Dwarakamayi. When they go to Dwarakamayi, of course, there is another friend from India, means Hyderabad, right? Yeah, another friend from Hyderabad. I'm not making this humorous, that humor is very fine and timely. To me, Hyderabad represents India. Sorry, not Chennai. In South Haven, when people go to India, I say, you're going to Hyderabad, right? Fortunately for me, they say, yes, I'm going to India. And then they're going to Pune. But most people go to Hyderabad, which is in Hyderabad, which is second Hyderabad is India. So, this Ruchi, friend of Kavita, goes from Hyderabad to Shirdi with them. Mother-in-law and Ruchi and Kavita. They go to Dwarakamayi, and then they're standing there. She is ogling at the Dwarakamayi picture. When they look at the picture, Shirdi Baba's eyes are winking. When the eyes are blinking, the book says blinking, she is flabbergasted. Flabbergasted because the picture's eyes don't move. She has done the Satcharita once completely when she went to Hyderabad, Shirdi. And then second time she turns around just to see if it is right, and then she looks at, everybody says the eyes are not moving, you are just dreaming, you are too great a bhakta of Dwarakamayi, right? He lived there for 60 odd years. She looks at again, this time the winking is even more, the blinking is even more, continuously blinks. In our home, one of the statues, we bought the statues in Shirdi long ago. My wife looks at the statues which are here, right? One of the Shirdi Baba, he has grown teeth. Another Shirdi Baba smiles a wee bit more than the other statues. Both are true. We've been watching for years. Meaning only that Shirdi Baba lives. I live in these statues, just like Fremont, California lecture 12 years ago. Baba lives in every statue. Baba lives in every picture. Even in this picture, Baba lives. Baba lives in this picture, right? It's a real picture. Blinking once again, she tells her mother-in-law, she says, yes, I saw that, she blinks again. And then they come back. When they come back, she tells the husband, and then they're very, very happy. She goes to California. Say she lives in the San Diego region. And then she finds a very good place. they find a very good gynecologist. The gynecologist is a very strict person, and therefore everybody, particularly Indians, hate her. And but then Kavita ji said, "I'll go and stick with this gynecologist," and then she treats, and then she gets not one children, two children, three children. Time passes away, he does duty much better than human beings, and therefore she gets two, three babies. This Sacharita, Baba comes in the form of Sacharita. And then Kavitaji started saying, I cannot live without this Sacharita. She keeps on reading. In the meantime, the children are growing. Right now they are in California. I only changed the names. When they are in California, when the kids are growing, they also read Sacharita from the young age of 4 or 5. Their family is flourishing now. Kavitaji and Rakesh. Rakesh is doing a business and it's entailing, incurring losses continuously. The rest of the story I need not tell you. They come to the person in the Millipitas temple. There's a place called Millipitas near Fremont and several rooms. One of them is Dwarakamayi. Rakesh goes to Dwarakamayi several times and then is it okay? And then he prays to Shirdi Baba that my business is entailing $10,000 loss, and then every year it is $10,000 loss, and then you gave us the babies, and therefore you awaken the business and give us profits. At the time, the mother-in-law brings a Sacharita book and hands over to Rakesh ji. Along with the Sacharita book, he gives a Dwarakamayi picture. He said, frame it and pray. Also attend comes as a surprise to you. Attend the third Saturday puja done by uncle. They start doing it and then his business grows, and today is a very famous business person making enormous money. Alright? And therefore, this gentleman and his wife have told personally that they cannot live without Shirdi Baba. Hey, living example in California, right? When there is a living, most of your stories will say the same thing. Professor Krishnamurthy, I call him Professor Marty, affectionately Raghu Mama, will say the same thing. I cannot live without Shirdi Baba. Because several grants, Baba predicts the exact date. It's a professor sitting here. Were you a professor, sir? Were you a professor? No. Okay. Okay, all right. He's an engineer, okay? So, you would have seen his success story. And he says, I can't also live without Shirdi Baba, along with his wife, your parents. That story some other time. I told a very interesting story of a gentleman who built a temple, the only temple, the first temple in the world for Shirdi Sai. Some of you should be able to tell me the name and the location of the temple. Some of you, because I lectured briefly about this gentleman 3-4 years ago. You take a good train, not Deccan Queen, from Mumbai to Pune. On the way, there is Karjat station. Just before Karjat, right? No, Lonavala, Chikki, they will be selling. Okay, Lonavala Chikki is world famous, which you get in your India bazaar. And therefore, talking about can you live without Shirdi Baba, get down at the Karjat station, and a station named, small board, Inakas looking board saying Bivpuri Road. Now you got the answer. Bivpuri Road, you get down, there are lush fields all around, and then when you walk 5 to 7 minutes from the lush fields, Amma jante hain shayad. Walk there is a nice Gopuram, right? There's a small temple. It looks like a mosque, but then it's a small temple. You just walk within and then you find it's a Shirdi Baba temple. There's a Tulsi garden in front. Today, this was built by a person called Keshav or Pradhan. Keshavji, Pradhanji will saw. Pradhanji was a iconoclast. He didn't believe in any god. He didn't believe in any saint. He didn't believe in any, avatars or something. He used to ridicule everybody, and then that is how he was living there in the adjacent home. Now it's rebuilt home. In that time, there was no temple. Pradhan was ridiculing everybody. One of his friends used to go to Shirdi very often, just like you went. Used to go there, and then twice he called you, please come. He came to Pradhan, you are my friend, please come to Shirdi. And then you will ridicule everything, you will understand this saint. This saint is mother of all saints, please come. First time he declined, second time he declined, third time he said, okay, you are pestering, you are pointedly saying, and you are killing me with you are my friend, I will come, subject to two conditions. I will not do namaskar to this saint. Number two, I will not drink the Pada Tirtha, the holy water that you people are crazy and drinking. Pada Tirtha, right? I will not drink. Therefore, if you agree to that, I will come. He comes there. Fast forward to Shirdi. They go to Dwarakamayi, and this fellow Pradhan sits there in a corner because it is overcrowded on the day they went, and therefore he sits in a corner, and then Pradhan's friend goes there and does seva to Shirdi Baba, and then he is touching his leg, and then he is doing massaging, and then all that he is very fond of Shirdi Baba, and vice versa. He starts doing at the time, Shirdi Baba roars, bring that contemptuous, ridiculous rascal here. Marathi words I know, but then pronunciation may be wrong and he will catch me. He lived in Marathi region. Contemptuous, ridiculous rascal here, pointing to Pradhan. His friend goes there immediately. He's a great devotee. He goes there and brings Pradhanji, aap aiye. Baba is calling you. And then when we went there, Baba gives left, right and center a prosaic, idiomatic verbiage, saying that you do not like Prince and this thing, and then you do not like any of these people. You give gali to all the people, and particularly saints like me, you refuse to come here, and then you said you won't do namaskar to me, you won't take my padatit, I don't want to, I never force anyone to do these things. When he said that, Pradhan's mind is working over time. He says, how does he know? My friend was there, I saw he never spoke. How does he know? So he comes to know of Shirdi Baba's omniscience. He comes to know he is omnipotent, omnipresent and omniscient and immanent, whatnot. So his mind is developing enormous respect for Shirdi Baba. And therefore, he just does this first namaskar. He has developed this thing, his hatred for all the saints goes away, like mist before morning sun. And he does a namaskar, and then Baba says, go there to the corner, that's where you belong to. Baba was acting for so many reasons he will behave. His behavior has got several reasons, mosaic of reasons with thousands of devotees, even today. He says there and then he goes there. When he goes there, days progressed. Okay? The correct word is bring that irresponsible and contemptuous rascal. Irresponsible. He goes there and then he sits there. This Pradhanji was working as a bill collector for a famous Bombay firm. Bill collector. He used to go all the way. The nearest he used to go was Kopargaon. Kopargaon, are you feeling tired? This is a very interesting story because the temple exists. This is the first temple in the world. The image, the bass image that Shirdi Baba personally gives. I'm coming to that story now. So listen to this very carefully because this is how you will prove, all of you will prove that you cannot live without Shirdi Baba, and Shirdi Baba will walk into your home. This is what is happening to top-notch devotees, like two of you I mentioned. Bill collector, he goes there, he used to go to Nasik and all these places I told you, and then he collects. One of the trips, he started going because the first experience is very good, so he started going to Shirdi very often, and therefore once he went and collected all the outstandings for his company, which is about 2,500 rupees. He collected, he stuffed all the notes, a lot of money in those days, right? A school teacher was making 3 rupees, shama. So 2,500 rupees, bulging pockets, he goes there with his all alone to Shirdi, he goes to Dwarakamayi. When he goes to Dwarakamayi, he does namaskar with great. He is still not sure whether Shirdi Baba likes him or he will call him again a rascal. It didn't happen. He did it for a purpose and therefore to understand, so that he will understand Shirdi Baba. And this time he says, give me a dakshina. When he says, give me a dakshina, he empties his pockets. He is in a trance already because he did one namaskar and he is in a trance. In trance, he collected all the money in his pocket, which is 2,500 rupees, and keeps it right in front of Shirdi Baba. Pat comes a reply from Shirdi Baba. Now you leave Shirdi immediately. What? That money belongs to his company. It is not his personal money, right? He owes that company. It's a lot of money and he is not that opulent person. And therefore he is wondering. Anyway, Baba's words are orders. By now he knows. And therefore he leaves Shirdi. When he leaves Shirdi, he has just enough money. He realizes he doesn't have enough money to reach Bivpuri Road and his beautiful home 7 minutes from the railway booth of a station. Okay, he goes to Kopargaon by Jatka. When he goes to Jatka, when the Jatka wala says, when he is just not having enough money to pay the Jatka, a very decent, highly educated, British-like gentleman comes in very expensive dress, very nice dress, and then he comes and then hands over from his pocket money for the Jatkawala. He tells our friend Pradhan, Keshav Pradhan, I have paid, and also he goes and then thank you. He also goes and then gets a ticket all the way from Kopargaon all the way to Mumbai and then Mumbai to Bivpuri, whatever, he gets a ticket. And then takes him there to the train. When the train comes immediately because that nice gentleman is Shirdi Baba. By now you know. And he seats him on the train and then he says, Pradhanji says, when I go gets the address and all that, he gives an address in Mumbai. And then he says, I will go home and then send you the money. Thank you so much. And then when he says, thank you so much, he gets into the train, he turns around, there is no, thank you so much, gentlemen. The suited Manchester, suited booted आदमी वहाँ पे नहीं है. He comes there. From that time onwards, Pradhan keeps on visiting Shirdi. Right? You can understand. Put yourself in Pradhan's shoes. Don't put yourself in my shoes because last satsang somebody stole my shoes. True. I never tell the, right? My dear wife is there. Somebody, night 10:30, they left by New Balance shoes, which is 2 sizes short. And then 3:40 a.m. I go for my shoes, it is not there. The New Balance is no good for me. It pushes me out of balance. And I know who stole the show. The person called the last month to sing Dr. Sejal and Changast, Mr. Sangamahesh, and then by now they knew that somebody will call. Anyway, it's a long story. To make it short, I received one parcel having Walmart shoes. One size short. That's why before you buy the shoe, are they here? No, they will enjoy. They will enjoy. They are listening at home. Yeah. No, that's all right. They are very close devotees to me and they stole my heart. Both the father and this thing. Oh, they stole my shoes and my heart. Earlier they stole my heart. Just like some of you did, most of you did. So, they sent a shoe. My wife said the shoe is good, but then why should they go to Walmart and buy half a size shorter? They could have given me a dakshina. I'm just saying. Baba's dakshina will fetch me so many shoes from New Balance itself. Liz Walton doesn't have that size. He goes there in the train. I don't know why the story came. Pradhanji goes there. When Pradhanji goes there, he is wondering, 2,500 rupees, how am I going to convince my boss's boss? In the meantime, he sends a telegram in those days, telegram to the boss saying that I have fallen sick and then during the trip and therefore it's a long drawn, I need 1 month's leave. But for that, the boss replies a beautiful reply. He says, "You need not worry. I got a head office reply that you collected twice the money, 2,500. We received twice the money. The headquarters said, you got a wonderful thing, you are getting promoted, and therefore you take 2 months leave. आप छुट्टी ले लीजिए, कोई परवाह नहीं." परवाह इंग्लिश हिंदी करेक्ट, कभी कभी हिंदी भूल जाते. Hindi experts are sitting here. Oh, Hindi expert is sitting here. The woman from Delhi. Yes, he was very, very happy. First he was in a trance and now he is in a double trance, right? Double whammy. And then he says, "Baba, you are doing all these things." And then he sent a money order. As soon as he came, the money order came back saying, the person is not traceable. So the money comes back. The gentleman to whom he sent the money order, suited booted in Kopargaon, is not existing. Therefore he gets. Baba knows how to attract all of you. Everybody's karma is different, everybody's approach is different, everybody is not an IT person. Hello? No, Mama, you are wrong. Everybody here is an IT person except students. Saraswati and Ravi are smiling because they both are IT. IT people have got reasons to smile. They make 259K, second job 149K. Hey, they got, and then husband and wife both are IT. And then they send their daughters to medical school. No humor, okay? No pun intended. Their daughters go to medical school and halfway through the medical school they think, "Daddy, I should have chosen IT." Oh, here comes the tragedy of medical schools in this country. Because too many Indians are coming from India and managing. 67% was the percentage 37 years ago of IT people from India. Now it is 90%. Because Google is expanding. Google is making a huge office in Hyderabad. I don't mean India here. Hyderabad. He told India's Prime Minister, "In Hyderabad I am opening." It is all true. Saraswati ji says yes. Because this news came from the horse's mouth. Mr. Sundar Pai, the horse. Therefore, he got the money order back and therefore he goes to Shirdi immediately to pointedly pester Shirdi Baba. He goes there. "Baba, you told me you will come to Shirdi. When are you coming to Shirdi?" In one of the previous visits, he got this thing. Baba casually said, "Chalo, hum aayenge. I'll come sometime." This time he goes there. Baba, pointedly, pesteringly, he is pestering. He's asking, "Baba, you promised me, when are you coming to Shirdi? When are you coming to Shirdi?" Baba finds his fellow is very difficult. He's a pain in the neck. So Baba says, he takes an image, okay, Bass-like image, Bass Pro image of himself, and then he creates, and then gives it to Pradhanji, and then tells, "Go and install this in your home, and then don't come to Shirdi again. This is your last visit. Last time also I told you, but this time I'm putting my right foot down and I say, this is your last visit. Don't come to Shirdi again. All festivals related to Shirdi you will perform there in Bivpuri, in your home." There was no temple at the time. I'm talking about 1916, 1916. This meeting took place. I know the date, but it's not necessary. Go there, all festivals, and then I will be there in your home. He says emphatically, "I will be there in your home. Do not come here anymore." This is the nth visit. He comes there and finally gives a Bass Pro image. And then he says, "Leave Shirdi immediately and I am there. We erect a temple." I forgot to tell you. He tells Pradhanji, "Erect a temple next to your home and then install the image there. Leave immediately Dwarakamayi." He immediately takes a Bass Pro image and then goes there immediately. He goes there and he thinks while traveling, this is a big joke. Baba is giving an image. He says, "I am going to live there. Come in, Shiva and Shiva's family. Come in, please." Baba is joking, he thinks. Baba never jokes. Baba has talks like an illiterate person. But then these are the deepest things that you read in Charitamrutam. In Charitamrutam, Sri Charana emphatically says, "My words are carved out on stone. This will always be true." He tells Shankar Bhatt, to all the way, even to his mother, Sri Sumati Maharani. My words will come true. I'll stay there in your home until I am 16. I'll leave at 16, right? You're not supposed to do namaskar to me, he tells Srimati Sumati Maharani. Charitamrutam, okay? They're all the same. To me, all the scriptures are one and the same. All that Sri Charana says that Shirdi Baba has said in different versions. So did Sri Narsimha Saraswati in Ganagapur. And therefore he is thinking it's a joke. It is not a joke. He erects a temple. It's very easy in those days. Some 10,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, he erects a temple. And after erecting the temple, he thinks it's a joke. He goes to Shirdi once again. Baba gets a little angry, flustered, and says, I am there in the temple. Did I not tell you? I am there in your temple. I am there living live. You go and find out. Don't come inside. He didn't throw a stone at Pradhanji, because Pradhanji is becoming one of the mightiest devotees who is going to say that I cannot live, I can scarcely live without this fakir, Shirdi Baba. Goes there, and then one day in the midnight, he hears a big noise at the front door of the temple. He goes out and sees the temple is open and somebody is entering. He goes, rushes behind the person, 100 feet, and sees he is bamboozled. He sees Shirdi Baba inside the temple. Midnight, 12 o'clock, and then he goes out. He said, Baba said that he's there, he's here. And then at 3 a.m. he is exiting the temple. He is seeing that from his home. Baba is right. He brings all the friends. It's a small town. He brings all the friends, and they all see Shirdi Baba near the Tulasi Madam. There is a Tulasi Madam. He is developing a flower garden, but then later on it's going to become a real Shirdi-like garden with the blessings of our Sadguru. And therefore, he knows now Shirdi Baba is not joking. You should always, all of you should know that Shirdi Baba has never joked. When Shirdi Baba says something, it is like Narasimha Saraswati and Dattatreya saying, right? They are all the same Sadgurus. And therefore, Pradhanji becomes intensely devoted to him, Shirdi Baba. And Pradhanji gets several more experiences. He does lots of pujas. Every puja is there. And then Pradhanji's one more experience. I am not sure whether I read somewhere else. And yeah. One day he is standing before the temple's Bass Pro image and then saying, Baba, you know you have come here to stay here forever. You said that. Don't we need a flower garden? When he says that, don't we need a flower garden? I can go every day. I am going far away, 10 miles to bring flowers and water. And therefore I need a flower garden. And therefore I need a well here. Baba, next visit, Baba brings lots of jasmine flowers and then plants himself just like the Lendi Bagh, famous Lendi Bagh. And the jasmine flowers sprout, blossom, and then all these flowers are offered to Shirdi Baba in the first ever temple built for Shirdi Sai, that is as Bivpuri Road, which is still existing in that picturesque description I gave you, 5 to 7 minutes from Bivpuri Road, just before Karjat railway station, Bombay, Pune. Am I right? Karjat is still there. Neral is still there. It's between Neral and Karjat. Therefore, he got the well. He started digging the water. There was no water. He goes to the temple and says, Baba, we need water. I offer you flowers and puja. I don't have even one tumbler of water, one glass. He says, Baba says, start digging. And the next day he's saying, I'll give you enough water. He gives enough of a huge drum of water every day he gives in that well. Only one drum. He uses that for his family and then for Pada Puja and all that. Pradhanji had another unique honor that nobody else I have seen having. Whenever Pradhanji says, Baba, there is a crisis here, Baba, he says, Shirdi Sai used to materialize in front of him. 1916 means he was still living in his flesh and blood. It is no longer, it was not yet an astral body, right, Ravi? Not an astral body. He had that unique honor. To this day, most famous devotees I have been talking about in this 1 hour satsang, they cannot just think and Baba would materialize in front of them. Nobody. That is why I took this story a second time. I repeat. Pradhanji's people are living gloriously nearby in big bungalows. They own lots of fields. Pradhanji's name has become very famous because even while Shirdi Baba was living in Shirdi, we had a temple, a Baspro Murti there. He was living there. That is about the only temple in the universe. And Shirdi Baba came to live with Pradhanji. Everybody, all of you think that you cannot live without Shirdi Baba. You live with Shirdi Baba. Here is a case where Shirdi Baba went and lived with Pradhan, Keshav Pradhan. It's a unique story. You think of Keshav Pradhan's achievements. For all that, he started as what? Gali de raha tha. He was misquoting. He didn't like, he hated all the saints. He hated Shirdi Baba. He hated Lord Shiva. Right? When Pradhanji was surviving like this, for this lecture I had to get so many references from internet because every word that Shirdi Baba said in Marathi also I want to call Professor, but he's a busy man. He calls me once in 6 months. Compliment. He is writing a thesis for glaucoma research. He is going to find a pill for glaucoma, the disease of the eye. Very soon in the world, another 2 to 3 years, 2 teams will be responsible for finding, one in India, another in the United States, in Texas, headed by him. Once his students complimented saying, this is the best compliment, I even didn't pay the compliment. Professor, your class is full of humor. I was shocked. You are teaching medical students. You are teaching anatomy, physiology about the eye with some humor. What kind of humor? I don't know. I asked him. Mama, you come to the class sometime. Every student said your humor is inimitable, a great style, a slang, diction, grammar, knowledge. He's a very knowledgeable professor. I know him. So he is full of humor. I want to go to his class and be invisible because I want to listen to his medical lecture. I'll send my daughter to your class someday. Such great people are here. Such people only say, I cannot think of living without Shirdi Baba. I've been saying every day for 4 janmas, you can't live without Shirdi Baba. This morning I met a great, grand devotee. No, an hour before I came here, 2 hours before, I said, Shirdi Baba is the person I'm living for. My wife knows it. We 3, one more person, we 4 are protected by Shirdi Baba every day. The food we eat, the water we drink, the home we have, everything belongs to him. There is nothing that we really own in this world. One Austrian devotee got it too seriously and said, I don't own my husband, therefore, talak, talak, talak 3 times. She called 911. Uh-oh. Because Mama, you said I don't own my husband. Don't go too deep. Go deep enough and stop. That stop comes from American high school students. They tell their mothers, stop. Enough, you stop. That says stop. That's how American got. Am I right? Reality is presented by me very realistically. Another devotee who said we can never live without Shirdi Baba. Everybody is looking at me. But then this comes from Sacharita. It is not a very famous name. His name is Ramachandra Dada Patil. His father is Ramachandra Dada Kote Patil. You may be knowing Dada Kote Patil, and his mother's name is Radhabai, Srimati Radhabai. Ramachandra Dada Patil was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. I'm sure all of you know idioms and phrases. born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Some people are born with Sacharita in their hand. I know some people. Babu was one of them from Sacharita. Babu. He quoted from scriptures at the age of 5. Ramachandra Dada Patil was not only opulent because the parents owned half of Shirdi, acre after acre, hundreds and thousands of acres were owned. So he was very opulent family. He was born into riches, and therefore he just had to supervise the laborers in the rice field and the sugarcane fields. These two grains were popular in Shirdi even today, sugarcane particularly. So he need not worry about anything. At the age of 11, he started performing Baba's service, seva. He was born, they were living in Shirdi, and therefore Baba, at the age of 11, he came to know. He was very popular, and therefore he came to know. From 11 to 70 years, he lived up to 70. He did not leave Shirdi Baba. He went to school. He was a very intelligent student. He read up to 7th standard. He passed number 1 in the class. I'm talking about, no, don't confuse, Ramachandra Dada Patil. In Shirdi, he became a very close friend of Tatya. I could have included Tatya's story, inimitable story, but I have said it twice. He was very close, so close that Shirdi Baba used to call both of the kids, even when they are 10, 11, 12, and then make them eat out of the same plate. Who? Ramachandra, we'll call him Ramachandra, and Tatya. They used to be like this. So they were growing up together at the tender age of 11, and then in 1916, he got very, very sick. He was having serious influenza, and then the doctors in Shirdi were very rare. Unless you knew deputy collector, doctor will come from Mumbai. When he got influenza and he was about to die, Shirdi Baba called him. This is 1916, 16. Shirdi Baba called and said, in Marathi, he said something, but then I'll tell the English version. He said, you are not living in Shirdi with me to die. Same thing he told Jyotindra Ramchandra Tarkad. He said, don't be afraid, you have a long life ahead of you. Okay? He said something like, Tu gabra nako. Am I right? Marathi. Tu gabra nako and Tula Pushkal Ayush Ahaya. Sorry for my pronunciation. This is Marathi. I wanted to learn Marathi from a friend in DFW. He said, I'll translate all your lectures. Whatever Baba said, I'll translate into Marathi. He disappeared even in the next satsang. Young man. I called him twice. Hey, I need some Marathi translation. You need not come to the puja. I didn't get a reply. I concluded he is not a Marathi gentleman. He was just lying to me through his teeth. Someone I depended for Marathi translations, right? Could have gone to Raghu Mama. Mama's good in Hindi, Marathi, English, and glaucoma. Experts in all the 4. He's writing thesis after thesis. You'll succeed. I wish you get the pill pretty soon. Here, Ramachandra was greatly relieved to hear this. But then he immediately asked Shirdi Baba, what about Tatya? Baba said very shockingly, Tatya will fall sick in 2 years, 1916. He will fall sick in 2 years and then he will pass away. They are close friends. Ramachandra was very worried, very concerned that my friend is going to. You know the story, Sapna? You know the story? This story? No. Yeah, listen to me very intently. So in 2 years, what really happened, all of you know. For Tatya's life, he was spared, and Shirdi Baba, swapped, he right. Shirdi Baba passed away. So that Tatya was his friend. They used to go to Dwarakamayi every day. And Baba's words, he could not say. Baba said, Kisi ko nahi kehna. Don't tell anybody. But then he told Bala Shimpi, because Bala Shimpi was a very close friend. Don't worry about Bala Shimpi. Some of you know who he was. He was a very great devotee, personal service to Shirdi Baba. Tailoring his clothes, right? Bala Shimpi. Said, Bala Shimpi came to know, and one more person, Bala Shimpi, came to know. So Ramachandra and Tatya, they were very close, but each of them were very worried because Tatya also came to know. But then, this Ramachandra had his own concerns in his life. What was the concern? He was married to Sita Bai and then they never had any children. Unfortunately, Sita Bai didn't have the distinction of a mother. Therefore, he remarried and he got, with Baba's help, he got two sons through his second wife. So, after Baba's Mahasamadhi, 1916, we go to 1918, serious efforts were made to build the Samadhi Mandir. You all know that, right? One big Pahalwan by name Shakar. In those days, he was very popular. He was building and physically he was handling. He was a Pahalwan and then he could handle all the tools and he was digging all this grave and to enter Shirdi Baba. At the time, he also knew Appaji Kote Patil, who is Ramachandra's father-in-law. He was a friend, this Shakar, what do you call? The Pahalwan, the mighty man knew Appaji and he told Appaji, we are going to build a Samadhi, all efforts are being made and there will be a Brahmin priest and therefore all the Muslims will be stopped from coming here. They will close the door for all the Muslims, devotees who are now coming in troughs. So Appaji, being an old man, conservative man, he didn't like it. So he met some of the Shirdi local people and said, the body of Shirdi Baba, who is dead now, we believe he is dead, that's what everybody said. He said he is dead and therefore his body should not be interred in the Samadhi Mandir. He went against the last wishes of Shirdi Baba, and when Ramachandra came to know, he strictly opposed Appaji, who is his father-in-law. No, I'm sorry, who is his grandfather, his father's father, right? So Appaji was very, very angry, and this young man, Ramachandra also had a conclave of all the Shirdi people. All the youngsters voted for Ramachandra, and Ramachandra, along with Ramachandra, Tatya was sitting, said Baba should be interred here because Ramachandra said, Baba has told me that his body should be interred. I'll come and play here, he has told Booty, right? Radha Krishna Mandir. And therefore, their party won, youngsters all voted, and therefore, Appaji, the grandfather, got very angry and told Ramachandra, you don't come to my home for the next 12 years, 12 saal. Hindi theek hai? 12 saal. Experts. Don't come here for 12 more years. Unfortunately, Ramachandra said yes, but then behind his mind he was thinking, my first wife Sita Devi is living there. Right? My wife is living there. He married again and therefore is living with him, and she was a little bit downcast and therefore is living with Appaji. So he said, in spite of that, he said, okay, I am not coming there. So for the next 12 years, he didn't go there. Appaji also agreed ultimately with the youngsters of Shirdi. All right? The body was placed in the Samadhi Mandir. On the 13th day, a big feast was arranged by our Sri Ramachandra Kote Patil, right? Ramachandra Dada Patil, not Kote, Ramachandra Dada Patil. Young man, he arranged for all the Shirdi people in the Samadhi Mandir. In those days, there was no prasadalaya, right? 2, 3, chapati making machine, 10,000 a second. No, none of these things were there. Laddu was brought. He was distributing laddu to all the people. At the end of the day, the same number of laddus remained as what started. And he went on distributing. Ramachandra's personal document, he went on distributing for 2 months. All the 2 months he went on distributing laddu. At the end of the day, same number of laddus remained. He could use it the next day. Such was the devotion of Ramachandra Dada Patil. Such people, from 11 to 70 he lived there. Baba loved him. Baba loved so many people, okay? I have been telling so many. He loved Dikshit also. But then his love is of different color or to different people. Rustic people loved Baba, was loved by Baba. Tatya and Bayajama, he loved stepmother, right? His own mother. Tatya used to call Baba Mama, right? Therefore, his name remains in all the temples. His photograph remains in all the temples. And one more place. Can you say which place? It's a Nahar Mahapalika of Shirdi. I used to think Shirdi is still a municipality. This visit, he says from the airport, it says, welcome to Shirdi City. Welcome to Shirdi City, it says, C-I-T-Y. I said, when did Shirdi become city? The driver said, long ago साहब आप कब पैदा हुए हैं? When were you born? हमने सोचा it's better to keep quiet. Drivers are local people, dangerously known. They know so much about Shirdi Baba. हमने चुप हो गया. I kept quiet. I understood when I went into the city, every street has got 3-star and 5-star hotels. There are only hotels. For a radius of 10 miles around Shirdi, maybe 5 miles, there are only hotels. There is no living and businesses. Sadi dukaan hai, ye dukaan hai, shoe dukaan hai. Ramachandra had enormous experiences. He had his picture in the Nagar Mahapalika. You go there today to the Nagar cities, municipality or cities office, the first picture you see is invariably Sri Ramachandra's picture. One eye slightly closed, one eye open. I've seen the picture. Ramachandra became very popular, more popular than Dikshit, the Shama and others. The entire Shirdi is celebrating now. His ancestors own 70% of the fields around Shirdi. Baba gave everything to them. He was born into opulence, I said, right? Today is the next generation, the third generation owns Shirdi. And they have so much of influence in the Sansthan activities. Sachin Garu knows everybody. He was talking about this gentleman. Who said you can live without Shirdi Baba? Right? Who said you can live without Shirdi Baba? You better learn from this. No time limit. Can I take 5 more minutes? Who is really tired? Who is dreaming of the Kheer and Perugonna? I ordered they should not leave this place. You all thought, okay, go and eat Perugonna, right? I'm using Perugonna because, Telugu people, we are dancing to Telugu tunes. Not. Not. That's a great song. Otherwise, prime ministers won't be dancing. It's politically convenient to dance to not sometimes. Politically correct answer, right? Hi, Manos. I said in the quote, those who remember that I am the supreme reality, they not only get my blessings, but also I will be their associate. He said that. It's true Marathi words translated into English. I'll be their associate. Means he is living with you, just like Keshav Pradhan is living with you. What does it mean to the West Coast couple? They were working in, gentleman was working in, I'll take only 10 minutes. Time me. Sri Ramakrishnan was working in San Diego. So was his wife. Ramakrishnan's company has got several IT people. Most of them, all of them were from India, first generation. And he cut a very nice niche. He was working very hard to get promotion. He was very young. They didn't have any children. Ramakrishnan used to be in touch with emails more than his talks with me. His emails will always invariably say, always, we have extreme faith that Shirdi Baba is protecting us every single day. Hundreds and hundreds of email. He will always say, Shirdi Baba knows my requirements. Shirdi Baba will always protect. I know in all this, even when he didn't get a promotion, even when he didn't get a job in the interview, 3-4 interviews he will attend, he will say, Shirdi Baba knows which job he is giving, and we are with you, uncle, and therefore you both are guiding us. In every email. Indirectly he was saying we cannot live without Shirdi Baba. Young man who is today living in, which is a city temple, Milpitas. He is living in Milpitas today. He wanted a promotion, working so hard. He wanted to change companies. When he changes company and comes to the Bay Area, his wife is left in San Diego. And therefore, she will come to me, she will think of Shirdi Baba and say, she cannot talk with Shirdi Baba, therefore they call, like all of you call me. I say, you are having 2 interviews in hand and both the interviews will take you to Bay Area. You join your husband right, Kishore? Join your husband and then prosper. And then she applied, and because of the lease of the apartment, she had to stay, he had to stay. Both of them had a job in Bay Area. Lease of the apartment, 2 months they lived there. They had a very good certificate, performance review in the company in San Diego. They lived there. In every email, he will say, "We are protected by Shirdi Baba." It's very well known to me, uncle. There are so many emails. Every day, if you say something, just like any crisis comes there, they didn't meet with any crisis. But then one wish they always had. We want a child. They are very young, we want a child. Uncle, we want a child, and I am sure Shirdi Baba will give the best child in the universe to us. At the end of the ninth minute, I would say, they have got the best child today. We will call him Adyanth. Okay? Adyanth, right? His growth when she was pregnant was awesome. The gynecologist, the prenatal surgeon, the postnatal, prenatal, everybody said, "Your child is growing remarkably well, and your child is having all the best attributes health wise, and you are also healthy." She will send me an email. Every trimester, she will go for a checkup. "Your boy is doing very well." They found out it's a boy. It's anyway, "Your boy is doing very well." And then in the email, Sri Ramakrishnan will write, "We three are doing very well." This child is not yet born last year. "We three are doing very well. Our baby boy, and my wife and me are doing extremely well. Thanks to Shirdi Baba's blessing. We can hardly live without him." In the meantime, in the company they are working, the manager thinks that he is not doing a good job. The manager thinks that she is not doing a good job. Both of them managed to go to the same company. All right, you all know the company, therefore I am not saying. It's a very famous international company. And my manager said, "You have to do some more work." She got very annoyed with the manager and said, "I am doing a lot of work. Why are you saying this?" There is one devotee here, female devotee, who met with the same condition. Said, "I am doing a good job, and you are saying my job is over on January 31st. Why are you saying that?" Because she came and told me. Ramakrishnan finally found out there will be 60 people will be retained in the company. 200 people will be let go, and 60 people will be there. When he said me, "Baba knows, if Baba wants me, I'll be there. Uncle, bless me." I said, "You will be in the top 12 important people. You have to protect the product you have invented. You have to service the product. You have got to talk with the client. And therefore, you are in the top 12. He was found, 60 people were retained, and then he was one of the 60. The manager kept on saying you should do. He was egging him on to achievement. He was egging him on to promotions, all these things. Ramakrishnan worked very hard, just like our Austin devotees worked very hard, and she has reached a very high position, shy of becoming a deputy CEO, and she didn't get it just by going to Shirdi Baba temple in Austin. She does hard work. Her perception is very high. So was Ramakrishnan's. And he did so high, so such a good work, he got promoted, and is receiving a higher salary. And he was looking for a house. In California, a small studio will cost $1.2 million. This was about 8 years ago, 10 years ago. Right now, I don't know anybody from California. Probably it costs $1.82 million. "Uncle, can we manage with the salary?" "Oh, you both are IT people, you do. 2 jobs each, 4 jobs. 119, 149, 259, half a million. Some of the IT people get better salary than doctors, the doctors in the beginning. This is happening in the world." She says yes, because she will very soon get a neurosurgeon's annual salary, which is in millions. Neurosurgeons gets $5 million a year. She is approaching that. That's why she said yes. Nobody said yes because I don't see. You both should have said yes. Okay. Ramakrishna is a very happy person. The last 12, he is there. In the meantime, the baby came. The gynecologist, the delivering doctor said, "This boy is the best boy I've ever seen in my life. Length, weight, looks, eyes, everything remarkable." The photo shows it all. And therefore Baba has given, you have seen the picture. This boy is a very enviable boy. I even said, don't send the picture to everybody. Don't put it in the internet. Me is okay. Such a beautiful boy. Like Lord Krishna's. Who is giving all these things? Because of your dedication, you get a good husband. And I told him you get a good wife. She is very smart. Without even her MBA, the lady standing next to in the counter is an MBA. She doesn't want me to tell anybody that she is an MBA, okay? But when I ask MBA questions, she has an answer. It's an Indian MBA, it's all right. MBA in India is very good. Indian Institute of Management is better than Harvard. Because you get a job in the top 10 institutions of the world for a salary of 1.5 crore. I don't know how many zeros to a crore, you tell everybody. The last 10 years ago, 5 years ago, the salary of the number one man in IIM Ahmedabad was 5.5 crores annual salary. It's there in the India Today magazine. Therefore, but this MBA doesn't want to go on to work. I'm not going into her story. Ramakrishnan and his wife are thriving. In 10 minutes I have to finish, and therefore I'm not getting into enormous details, how they conquered all the details. Look, how many details they brought for the couple. If I start talking about these things, you will be thrilled, because the couple themselves are a very thrilling couple. This is one of the several couples who say that we cannot live without Shirdi Baba even for 1 nanosecond. I said even for 1 femtosecond. Femta is smaller than nano, right? Am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Professor? Femta, okay. This is the couple. I'm very proud of them. I have another story, but nary a minute to talk about them. Therefore, thank you so much. We will do a puja to bring you closer and closer to Shirdi Baba. And you will also declare that you cannot live without Shirdi Baba, even for a femtosecond. All your life he will be blessing you. With that great thought, let us do the Ashtotram. Let me know when you are ready. Om Sri Sai, Sri Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Sri Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Sri Lakshmi Narayana Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Sri Krishna Rama Siva Maruti Ati Rupaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Sesha Sai Ne. Om Sri Sai, Godavari Tata Shiladi Vasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Godavari Tata Shiladi Vasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Bhakta Hridayalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Sarva Hridaya Vasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Sarva Hridaya Vasine Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Buddha Bhavishya Pava Varjitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Buddha Vasaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Kala Titaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Kala Kalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Kalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Kala Darpa Damanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Mrityunjayaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Amartyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Martya Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai, Jiva Daryaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jeevadharyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvadaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktavana Samarthaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktavana Pradignyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Annavastradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Arogyakshemedaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Arogyakshemedaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Dhanamangalya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Riddhi Siddhidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Putra Mitra Kalatra Bandhudaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Yoga Shema Vahaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Apad Bandhavaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Marga Bandhave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhukti Mukti Swarga Pavargadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Priyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Preeti Vardhanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Antaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sachidatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Nityanandaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramasugadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parameshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Paramatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jnana Surupine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jagatapitraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhaktanam Matrudatru Pitamahaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Abhaya Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Paradhinaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakta Anugraha Kataraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Saranagada Vatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhakti Sakti Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Prema Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samshaya Hridaya Daurbalya Papa Karma Vasana Chayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Hridaya Granthi Bedagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Karmadvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sutta Sasvastidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Gunadida Gunatmane Namaha. Om Sri Sai Ananta Kalyana Gunaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amita Parakramaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jaine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Jaine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Durdarsha Shobhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Aparajitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sri Sai Trilekeshu Abhigata Gataye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asakya Rahidaya Namaha. Sarva Sakti Murtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Swarupa Sundaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sulokshanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvantaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bahiruba Vishwamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Arubhavyaktaaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Ashintaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sushmaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sushmaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvantaryamine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvantaryamini Namaha. Om Sri Sai Manovagatitaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Premamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sulabhadurlabhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Asahaya Sahayaya Namaha. Anadanata Dina Bandave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvabharaptute Namaha. Akarmaneka Karmasukarmine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Punya Shravana Kirtanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Tirthaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Vasudevaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satam Gataye Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satparayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Loganadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhavana Nagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhavana Nagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amritamsave Namaha. Om Sri Sai Amritamsave Namaha. Bhaskara Prabhaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Brahmacharya Tapasaryadi Suvrataya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Brahmacharya Tapasaryadi Suvrataya Namaha. Satya Dharma Parayanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddheshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Siddha Shankalpaya 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 Namaha. Om Sri Sai Yogeshwaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Bhagavate Namaha. Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satpurushaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Purushottamaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Satya Dharma Bodhagaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Kamadi Sadvairidvamsine Namaha. Om Sri Sai Abhedanandanubhava Pradaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Atpudananda Sharyaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Prabannarti Haraya Namaha. Sarvavid Sarvato Mukaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samsara Sarvadukka Chayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samsara Sarvadukka Chayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samsara Sarvadukka Chayakaraya Namaha. Samsara Sarvadukka Chayakaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarvantar Bahistidaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Mangalagaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Mangalagaraya Namaha. Sarva Vishtapradaya Namaha. Samarasa Shanmarga Sthapanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Sarva Mangalagaraya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samarasa Shanmarga Sthapanaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samartha Sadguru Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Samartha Sadguru Sai Nadaya Namaha. Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Anantakoti Brahmandanayaka Raja Dhiraja Yogi Raja Parabrahma Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. For the newcomers, next is 1 minute silence. You pray for what you want from Shirdi Baba.
Shri Sai Namo Namaha. Jai Jai Sai Namo Namaha. Sadguru Sai Namo Namaha. Om Sai Namo Namaha. Shri Sai Namo Namaha. Jai Jai Sai Namo Namaha. Sadguru Sai Namo Namaha.